you can probably see by the dust, this is not the best time to make a 3-day trip through the maze. But it's hard to get a permit for the campsites in the maze, so we're going to brave these 25 to 45 mile an hour winds. As I said before, this is usually referred to as the Hite Road because it originates near Hite, Utah. But it's also called Flint Trail because it ascends up Flint Trail switchbacks to the top of the mesa and then eventually to the Hands Flat Ranger Station. Yeah, this trail passes through the Orange Cliffs unit of the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area and Canyonlands National Park. It also includes a lot of BLM land. We're going to try to camp on BLM land tonight. Because in the Orange Cliff unit and Canyonlands, you have to have a permit to camp. We only have a permit for one night at the Maze Overlook. I get a lot of criticism for exploring these remote areas solo, but I have both a Garmin InReach Mini satellite emergency locator and also have a Starlink satellite receiver so I can call my wife on my cell phone. I think this is called Andy Miller Flat. Okay, I think the coffee's ready. We are on the Flint Trail, about a half a mile from the start of Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. All right, let's see if we can make some pancakes. This fast shake pancake mix is pretty good stuff, real easy. Just add water, shake it up, pour it in the pan. All right, give this a shot. Starting to sprinkle. Not bad. Had to cut our breakfast filming a little short. Had a little shower there. So anyway, we're packed up, we're ready to go. Okay, we're leaving camp this morning. It's about 26 and a half miles to this campsite. We're getting ready to get back on the Flint Trail, which heads into the Maze and Canyonlands and the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. Well, it's starting to sprinkle. One thing about traveling into the Maze, we're going to Maze Overlook, you have to get the permit so far in advance that you really can't predict the weather, of course. Okay, we're getting ready to enter Glen Canyon National Recreation Area, and from this point on until we get out of the Maze and Glen Canyon, we can't camp without a permit. But we have a permit for Maze Overlook, so here we go. I got the Starlink out last night and checked the weather, and it said we're going to be 40% chance of showers this morning, but sunshine and more wind in the afternoon, so keep our fingers crossed. One thing about a little rain, it'll keep the dust down. I think the wind's starting to blow again. Well, I think it stopped raining for a bit, sprinkling just lightly. Okay, the Flint Trail extends up to the top of the mesa via the Flint Trail switchbacks, and the switchbacks are a bucket list drive. Pretty nice view. This is mighty beautiful country. Can't really look around much though. Looks like the sky's starting to clear up a little bit. Gonna be a nice day. Okay, this looks like this is where we turn. It says Flint Trail 1 mile, 12 miles to the Maze Overlook. So here we go. So far, the road to the Maze Overlook has been fairly tame. We had a couple of places where little ledges we had to go over, but nothing very extreme. I think this is the beginning of the ledge road. I'm gonna put her back in 4 low. Going about 2.5 miles since we turned off on the main Maze Overlook trail. So it means we've got about 9 miles to go. Okay, we go this way, I guess. Says entering Canyonlands National Park, Maze District. Huh. I thought we were already in it. Pretty neat. Pretty darn neat. I better watch the road. Okay, Camp 1 is this way. Camp 1, Maze Overlook. Looks like we're here. Wow. Wow.
Boy, it's nice not to have the wind blowing. Oh, mercy. It's been miserable for the last several days. I mean, we had gusts of 45, 50 miles an hour. You could hardly stand up. No pancakes today. Looks like it's maple brown sugar instant oatmeal. I think that's chocolate drops over there, that formation. Man, it's a beautiful place. Not a bad place to cook breakfast. Heat up my water from my oatmeal first and put it in one of these thermos cups. Keep it warm, and then I can drink my coffee and eat my oatmeal at the same time, because I only have one stove. I'm not a big cook, to be honest about it. Not a bad place to have breakfast. This is Maze Overlook campsite number 1. There are 2 campsites here, 1 and 2. I got here by driving Hite Road and Flint Trail to the turnoff for the Maze Overlook. I started at Highway 95 at Hite, and so far it's been about a 60 some mile trip. Been a lot of fun. You wake up in the morning, you know you're not in Illinois anymore. Doesn't get much better than this, boys and girls. Okay, all packed up and ready to go. Okay, we're leaving camp and heading to the next adventure. Plan is to go back to the Flint Trail junction and then take Poison Springs Road back to Highway 95 south of Hanksville. Okay, we've turned off of the Maze Overlook Road, 13 miles to Maze Overlook. And now we're back on the Flint Trail and we're heading toward Poison Springs Canyon and Hatch Canyon Road to get back to Highway 95 south of Hanksville. Okay, we're getting ready to leave the Flint Trail and take the Poison Springs Canyon Trail.
Okay, this is where we turn right. We've got about 45 miles to get to Highway 95 south of Hanksville. And that notch up there in front of us is Sunset Pass. Here, right now we are in the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area, and we can't camp here without a permit. But once we get over the pass, we'll be in BLM land. Well, about a mile after we go over Sunset Pass, we'll be in BLM land, and then we get tired, then we can find us a campsite. We're climbing up toward the Sunset Pass saddle. It's about 4,500 feet down at the Flint Trail junction, and now we're approaching 6,000 feet. There's a large group campsite at the top of the pass, usually filled up with mountain bikers. Didn't see anybody there today. This is one of my favorite trails, the Poison Springs Trail and the Hite Road, Flint Trail. About 85 mile trail. This is definitely some pretty country. Okay, we have just left the Glen Canyon National Recreation Area. So we're back on BLM land, so if we find a campsite, we can stop and camp for the night. Okay, we are in North Hatch Canyon now. We have been for a while. I'm sure this butte has a name, but I'm not familiar with it. I'll have to look on the map when I get home. As you can see, this is not a particularly difficult road, but it is nice to have four-wheel drive and low range to get up some of the hills. One thing about Utah, you need to get used to driving shelf roads because just about every trail has several. This is really pretty country. Those are the Henry Mountains off in the distance. Looks like you still got a little bit of snow on them. Also looks like the yucca plants are starting to bloom. Okay, this is kind of interesting. This is an old, I don't know what it is, Mercury or Buick that was made into a trailer. You can see it's got a trailer hitch on it. This is probably a uranium miner. Kind of neat. That's the Dirty Devil River down there. We're going to have to cross that, ford that in just a little bit. Here we go, across the Dirty Devil River. This is Poison Springs Canyon. It's really a beautiful canyon. It's also where Butch Cassidy and his gang used to hang out. He also carved his signature in one of the rocks here. Poison Springs Canyon is a beautiful canyon. I would highly recommend it. This is called Poison Spring Canyon because of all the water in it. Supposedly, the water contains arsenic, so it's not healthy to drink. Back behind us, about 1.25 miles, is a trail heading off to the north. It's called Black Jump. And it's a very narrow, steep shelf road that goes up to the top of the mesa. It's also where the staging point is for Happy Canyon Slot Canyon. I've got a video on that on my channel, so you can check it out if you're interested. Canyon has an abundance of wildlife. There's a really nice campsite right there, but my feeling is it might have a lot of cow pies up there to contend with. There's also a mural that was painted by some unknown artist in one of these canyons. And we knew it was there, and we looked for it when my wife and I first took this trail, but we couldn't find it. Then on the way back, we decided to stop in a wash and let our dog Sandy out to go to the bathroom, and we drove right to it. Otherwise, we'd have never seen it.
A good deal, Sandy. Isn't that pretty?
Yep, there's the mural. Okay, we're climbing out of Poison Springs Canyon. We're about a 3/4 of a mile to a mile from Highway 95. And so I gotta find some place to air up my tires and find some place to camp for the night. Been a fun drive. Glad you could come along with me.